Ashley, can you turn the projector back on? We found out the technical problem was someone had to go to his front door and hand out Halloween candy. No, he's going to go now. We're going to focus before we lose the connection. He's going to go. No. You want to sit down here? Yeah, you want to see it. Okay. And I got to tell you, the best laugh we're going to get to, I had over here, was seeing Dale's face when Jack left out his name in the faculty list.
I heard that, Jack.
You let them know that he can't see us really.
So he can't see you really. He's looking at the faculty. He can see you from my computer over here. Okay. But he's doing his best to pretend he can see everybody here. So there you go. Go for it, Dale.
Okay. Sorry I can't be there in person. I still do have an airplane ticket, so sometime I hope to get out there, and some people that are out in LA, maybe we can get together. But I know Judy had mentioned about, saying something about the experience at SMU and its value to me, to us. And I think I have to start first and foremost thanking Jack Clay for either wisdom or folly in hiring me at SMU. I owe you so much, because you were fundamental in how my life changed, both as a teacher, as a creative individual. And that continues to this day, Jack. So I want to thank you for the opportunities you provided me. Someone who, when I said to you on the phone, but I've never taught acting. Oh, I think you can do all right, dear boy. So that's how it started. Also, thank you, Jim, so much. I remember the many morning exercises in the lobby of the Margot Jones as we were saluting the sun. And not only were you warm in your embrace of me as a young colleague, but you had much sage advice that took some time over the years for me to really allow that to absorb into my life. So I thank you for that. I really enjoyed the time with Gail Cronauer. We worked in New York City together in classes, directing her many times. The Gestalt therapy workshops that we took together was just a great time. Memories, yes. And of course, most of all, Peggy, who we met on the Bicentennial in New York City. And I think the moment that we were at the midnight showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Waverly started our lifelong 39-year friendship. You have been my rock. You have been my colleague and my professional advisor, but most of all, my deep and dearest friend. Thank you for that. I think that when I'm thinking back on the work we had with ourselves and with students, it was a time to dissolve the habitual complacency or social masks and open up to something that allowed our creative spirit to take root, blossom, and grow, strengthen, and become fertile. And whatever happens as far as one's life journey from that time, I believe that was foundational for all of us, the students we were engaged with and with ourselves, because wherever path we are on, and it wasn't just that, okay, we're going to be professional actors, that path was enriched by the foundation that we all experienced and shared together at SMU. Some of it was in the classroom, some of it was in rehearsal, some of it was social. There are a couple of things that I recall that I just wanted to remind, and I can't remember everyone who was involved in this, but one time when we were doing a final, I was saying, well, you know, what we need something that's experiential that not many people have had. And I said, well, what about going Christmas caroling? And, oh, Christmas caroling, yeah. But since people hadn't done it, I said, well, let's have this experience. So we learned Christmas carols. And then we went out to East Dallas and caroled and came across a soldier who was stationed in Germany, was home on leave with his parents and his whole family, and we became part of that for a moment. And then a guy comes up to me and says, do you know Home on the Range? And going, well, maybe we can sing Home on the Range. He says, the man who composed it is living next door, and I'd love you to be able to sing it for him. And so we got that together, and we sang a carol, and then the man slowly came out on the porch, and then we went into Home on the Range. And he invited us into the house. David Guyton, I believe his name was, and we came into the living room, and all over the walls were citations about him as an important American, from President Roosevelt, Edgar R. Murrow, presidents up to the 70s. It was pretty astounding. And in the center of that room was this piano. And he says, this is the piano I composed this melody on in West Texas outside at night. Would you like to hear it the way I composed it? And he had his little dog next to him. He sat at the piano and started to play. And there was not a dry eye from any of us at that moment. And I think even later, some of the students came by, because his eyesight was failing, came by and read the newspaper to him. And I remember one coming up to me after we left his house saying, is this what it's like to Christmas carol? Is this what happened? And I said, well, not always this great. Thank God this was special. But it was about learning about the generosity of the Spirit and being able to share, and what is the abundance that comes back to us. And I think, again, that was so, so valuable in all our time together at SMU. So many fond memories. Judy Dickerson stuck on the ensign. And also one other thing was, speaking of history of the American film, was Bob Chambers coming up to me in his military fashion, then very surprisingly sort of put his arm around me. He said, well, I no longer think you're insane, because you couldn't be insane and work this thing out as meticulously as you have. And that was like the best compliment I could have possibly received. Anyway, have a great time. I love you all. And I'm on Facebook, and my email address is dale.rose@uconn.edu. Thank you all very much.
Now, Dale, don't go anywhere. Stay there, Dale. Stay there, okay? Oh, I'll spin it. Okay, give me 2 seconds, everybody. I get this in order. Sit down for 2 seconds. We're going to try to get a picture of all 5 faculty members up here. So Dale's up there. Okay, so just your patience. And so Dale, you got to stay there. He texted me before he had to leave the computer because he had to run to the door and get trick-or-treaters out to get out candy. That's funny. So here, Tim is going to take the picture. Okay. Melody got a standing ovation. Oh, he's gonna see it, because I'm gonna turn the camera. I can do it now since I'm done.
What, is there a way for you guys to stand up because of the podium? Is that better? Straight up. Yeah, stand up, everyone.
Jack, moving closer so
Sure.
we can get, but don't block. We have a shadow on.
Hello, Martha.
We have a shadow on Dale. Just.
Tim, do you want to get in the thing? Do you want to get in there?
Get in there, Tim.
Get it in there, Tim. Get it in there.
Tim's going to get in the middle.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, everyone. Look at Tim. Look at Tim. Look at Tim.
One adjustment. Jack, move back 6 inches. You got a line on your face. Move back towards me.
On your line.
Never lost a step.
Love you, Dale Rose.
Thank you.
Okay, Dale, if you guys sit down, Dale can now see the audience if you guys want to give him a stand. Okay, Dale, thanks a lot, buddy.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Now it's Peggy's turn.
Okay.
So now it's Peggy's turn. We need the microphone.
I gotta turn them
Oh, I
off.
forgot.